So in the previous video, we talked about nominal interest and effective interest. Now in this video, which is the part 3 video, I'm going to be showing you how you can work with different compounding periods, right? So let's go ahead and read the instructions, and then from there, I'm going to give you the hint of how you can do it, right? Now the question here, it says convert an interest rate of 13% per annum compounded monthly to an interest rate compounded quarterly. All right. Now before we get into that, right, one thing that I want you to know is that when you're dealing with a change of compounding periods, right, what you always must know is that their effective interest will always be the same. It doesn't matter whether you change it to monthly, quarterly, what's the other one, semi-annually, yearly, all of that, right? One thing that will always be the same is going to be their effective interest. Now, what does this mean? So this means now, if I want to change from a monthly compound into a quarterly compound, the first thing that I need to do is to calculate, right, the effective interest that I'm getting from this compound, and then use that answer to calculate the nominal interest that I'm going to be getting on this new compound, right? So that's basically how we're going to be doing it. So the first step is finding I effective, right? Because this is the same in both compounds, right? Okay, so the formula to do that, of course, use I effective equals to 1 plus I nominal over M into M. Now in this case here, I nominal will of course be 13%. 13%, and then the compound will be 12, right? So now here, I effective will then be 1 plus 13%, 13% over 12 to the power 12. Now remember, if I take this one across, it will mean minus 1, right? So now let's see what we get. So now I effective is going to be equals to, now pressing this into a calculator, so we have 1 plus 13% over 12 into to the power of 12 minus 1. So I have that. Remember, now this part will always multiply by what? By 100, right? So let me just put in that. Once you get that, you always multiply by 100. Now I know some of the people might say, no, I don't have to multiply because I can still actually go back and multiply again. For me, it doesn't matter. What matters is exactly how you have to apply the method. Now here, this effective interest, you need to write it exactly as it is. So 13, 80. I'm sorry about that. Keep what's happening here. Let's see. All right. 80. Let me see. 32 4816. 4816. All right, percent. Then from here, I will then take this effective interest, because this effective interest, it is the same in both a compound. So I'm going to write here, that is a compound that is compounded quarterly, sorry, a compound that is quarterly, and also a compound that is monthly. It is the same thing, right? So now from there, what I'm going to do now is, from here, I will then calculate the nominal using the effective. So I'm calculating I nominal using I effective. So let's go ahead and do that. So now from here, 1 plus I effective is going to be equals to 1 plus I nominal over M into the power of M. All right. So now from here, we see that I effective, it is what we have, 13.80324816%. And then M now, it is quarterly, it is 4. So therefore, to calculate the value here for I nominal, I'm going to first put in my mth root both sides. Therefore, I have mth root of 1 plus I effective. And then this is equals to, remember, this cancels with that. So this is equals to 1 plus I nominal over M. Then I take the 1 across. 1 plus I effective. Close that. Minus 1 equals to I nominal over M. And then I multiply this into the whole thing. So it becomes M times M 1 plus I effective minus 1 equals to I nominal. Remember, after we are done doing this, we're going to multiply it with 100. Alright, so let's go ahead and substitute this. So our compound, it is 4. Sorry, it's going to be 4 times 4th root of 1 plus that answer that we got into our calculator, 80324.816%. And then I close that, minus 1. Alright, now I don't have to write this again in the calculator because my calculator already has it captured. So all I have to do, I'll say 4 times, open bracket. Now you only get to do this if the calculator has captured it, right? If it hasn't, please just make sure that you press it as it is. Actually, let me just press it as it is so that you don't make that mistake, right? So you don't want to make mistakes when we're getting everything correct. All right, so now we subtract this with 1, close bracket, then this is the answer, but then we multiply this answer by 100, and then this gives us our interest here. So it becomes 13.14. So now I nominal is going to be 13.14%. And this is about like some of the things that you're going to be covering into the grade 11 work. Now in the next part, we're going to be discussing the grade 12 part, which is when we're talking about annuities. And I'll see you on to that one. Cheers.